I call to order the Wickliffe City Council Meeting of October 8th, 2018. Sandy, please call the roll.
Biandello.
Here.
Bogo.
Present.
Jaworski.
Here.
Koski. Here. Levon.
Here.
Sakis.
Here.
Saloto. Here.
I'll entertain a motion for the approval of council minutes. So moved. Second. Moved by Councilman Biandello, second by Councilman Bogo to approve the City Council minutes of September 24th, 2018. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Biandello.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Koski. Yes. Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes.
Reports and communications from the Mayor, Safety Director.
Yes, good evening, everybody. So in addition to my written report, which is submitted, I mentioned the service director and I had a meeting with the folks from Enterprise HVAC, and they gave us their initial high-level presentation. They didn't get into the fine details of it yet, because there is a few steps in the process. So I would like to get that into, that's one thing I'd like to get into committee, to discuss that with council in regards to those capital improvements. And there's two other things I'd like to add to committee as well. So that one, I'm not sure which.
So that's an energy efficient report?
Energy efficiency, upgrading the HVAC systems, heating and cooling.
Okay, we'll add that to the committee of the whole.
Okay. And in the Economic Development Committee, would like to add an income tax rebate program. Economic developer Drake has been looking at what Mentor uses in returns to income tax abatements, things we can use outside of property tax abatements or in conjunction for business retention or growth. So want to have a process set whenever that comes to fruition, should we need to use that.
Okay, we'll add income tax rebate program to the Euclid Avenue Economic Development Committee.
And then in Legislation and Welfare Committee, I'd like to add the sign ordinance. This is something Building Commissioner Sack and I and Councilman Jaworski discussed earlier in the year. Part of it is cleaning up the process, and we'd like to entertain actually removing the sign review board if we can clean up that process, make it still fall back on the Board of Zoning Appeals, but nonetheless would like to discuss all that in committee.
Okay, we'll add sign review ordinance to the Legislation and Welfare Committee.
And that is it.
Any questions or comments for the Mayor, Safety Director? Thank you, Mayor. Reports and communications from the Director of Law.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I think council was copied on these emails, but Walter H. Strain, which does our codification of our ordinances each year, they have joined a much larger publishing firm, the American Legal Publishing family, which they've merged into a much larger company. Just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. I know Councilman Jaworski at one point he had entertained some discussion or had some issues with the company potentially, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. They have been absorbed by a bigger company, but the principal of that company will still be involved. I don't know how that's going to affect their online codification and changes it at all. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments for the Law Director? Thank you, Mr. Zealy. Reports and communications from the Council President. I have none. Amendments or additions to the agenda? Mayor Barber.
I'd like to ask for an executive session to continue the discussion of potential sale of city property.
Okay, we'll move, add executive session to line item 18 and make adjournment line item number 19 on the agenda. Any other additions or amendments to the agenda? Seeing no, move to the administrators. Police Chief Ice is excused.
Correctly, we still have none.
Okay. No report for Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Fire Chief Powers?
Thank you, Mr. Council President. In addition to my monthly report, I'd like you to be aware that this week is Fire Prevention Week in the City of Wickliffe and across the nation. Should be more entitled Fire Education Week. We're in all 3 elementary schools this week, reaching every grade from pre-K to 4th grade. I got to participate maybe for a short 45 minutes today out of a 6-hour day at the Wickliffe Elementary School. I tell you what, it's still kind of fun interacting with the kids. They talk about fire safety, home exit rules, and really one of the biggest important things is how to use or call 911. You hear it on the news all the time, how little children will call 911 and are able to help their parents, so that was good. And then additionally too, as mentioned in the Finance Committee meeting the other night, we were fortunate to get that $13,000 grant from the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation. So we'll be replacing a much needed washer or extractor for washing our gear. And then everyone in the department will be getting new fire gloves. Without that grant, we wouldn't have been able to afford that right now. That's all I have, Council President.
Any questions or comments? Councilman Jaworski.
Chief, I was looking at the report, specifically at the mutual aid given, mutual aid received category. And a couple years back, we had met on this, the prior council had met on this, and it looks like those numbers still continue to be very heavily us giving aid as compared to receiving aid. Is it one city that's taking up more aid than any other, or is it kind of evenly distributed?
No, I would say it's very evenly distributed. I constantly monitor that and watch that, and certainly it's always better to be giving than receiving. Just means that we're doing a little bit better off. But no, as a matter of fact, I think we've been running very few calls to Euclid anymore, and more to Willoughby Hills and Wickliffe, as opposed to Willoughby even. So those are the 4 primary ones we run. Although when there's a significant fire in East Lake or Manor or wherever, we go to those. And there's been a lot of fires this year, since the 1st of January, that we've helped out with all across the county and actually into Cuyahoga County. So that may be driving a little bit. Fortunately, we haven't had a lot of fires in our city.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments for the fire chief? Thank you, Chief Bowers. Finance Director Goals.
Thank you. I would just like to make council aware, in addition to my monthly reports and the appropriation ordinance that we have in front of us tonight, that we will be asking for another increase in appropriations for the deposit fund, which Ray and I were unaware of at the time. That is a little bit difficult to budget the appropriations for, because we never know when the deposits are going to be given back. So it would be my recommendation that we increase the $94,000 appropriation to what the balance was in the fund at the beginning of the year, and that way we're covered.
And that ordinance will be presented to us at the next meeting.
Next meeting, yes. Yes, I was unaware of that this had exceeded what we thought we would get back. So, when I did that appropriation, I apologize. And that's all I have.
Any questions or comments from the Finance Director? Councilman Jaworski.
Looking at, we're now October, 3 months away from closing up the year. How are things looking? Has there been any improvement since the last month's report?
Actually, the income tax is now down $600,000, and I think the last time we talked, it was down $400,000 from last year. So we're starting to be pretty much where we anticipated being. So, I mean, the income tax collection was looking a little more healthy than anticipated, but I mean, it's starting to then even out. So I don't think there's any big surprises, but I think that the reality of everything is starting to show.
Do you feel that at the end of the year we'll be around that $800,000, $900,000 income tax deficit?
I do.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the Finance Director? Thank you, Mr. Olst. City Engineer, Rodriguez.
Thank you, Council President. One thing to amend to my written report is the OPWC application deadline has been revised to October 24th. That's the resolutions number 24 and 25 tonight that you will be talking about or voting on is part of that application that will be needed for that October 24th deadline. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments for the City Engineer? Thank you, Mr. Tramica. Service Director Dan Barucha.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple things to add to my written report. The street striping is done in the city by JV Striping. We get a lot of intersections and actually crosswalks and stop bars ourselves. We try to concentrate on the heavily foot traffic area like the school zones off of some of the mains. It's the first time we really tried to do crosswalks ourselves. It worked out pretty good. We actually did by the railroad tracks too. Also, I've been working with the mayor as far as some LED lighting on Frank and Dorothy. I received an email, or a text actually, today from CEI. They were scheduled to put 2 of the lights up on Frank today, 1 on each side. I was there a couple times today. I didn't see anybody there, but they were scheduled to do it. Once they do have those 2 bulbs in, I'll send you an email. If you can travel through there at night, look at the difference in the lighting, and let me know which wattage you think would work out best for Frank and Dorothy. And then we're getting prepped for leaf season. Typically, we start around the 3rd week of October. We're not setting an exact date. What Ron and I typically do at the beginning of the year is we split the city in half. We go around, we get addresses, and then we give them to the truck. Then we go out maybe 1 or 2 times the first couple of weeks and just beeline from house to house. And we got a couple trucks ready to go, so once the leaves start falling, we'll be out there. And that concludes my report.
Councilwoman Koski.
I've noticed around some of the sewer basins that, like, the concrete has disappeared, and then there's one spot, Briar Court, right? Is that across from Overlook?
Right across from Overlook.
That it had been filled in with asphalt,
Yes.
and the asphalt is gone. You can see wire.
You saw that recently?
Yes, yesterday.
Okay, great. No, I won't check it out.
A car went over it, a big chunk of asphalt flew up onto someone's lawn. I went, picked it up and put it back in the street because I don't think they'd appreciate running over it with a lawnmower.
No, on Briar Court.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll go look at it tomorrow, no problem.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? Councilman Jaworski.
So I heard something on the radio about the price of rock salt, but we've already locked into salt this season.
Yes, we are. Trying to think of the exact price. I haven't looked at it. I think it's like 44 and some change, but don't quote me on that. But it is a little higher than last year, but nowhere near what we were anticipating it was going to be.
Any further questions or comments for the service director? Thank you, Mr. Dean. Building Commissioner Sack.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I have nothing to add in my report.
Any questions or comments for the building commissioner? Councilman Bianalillo.
Thank you, Council President. Ray, I drove by the Stadium House today. I saw that County's taking the initiative to get that rolling, so I appreciate all your efforts with that, and they thank you too.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments for the building commissioner? Thank you, Mr. Sack. Recreation Director Stock.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. Just one quick comment to add to my monthly report. We started some pickleball lessons last weekend. We had 8 people in 2 courts filled. We've got some more lessons coming up on Wednesday and the following Saturday. So there's an interest in pickleball. That's it.
Any questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Councilwoman Koski.
What is the Halloween party?
Halloween party is October 25th. It's a Thursday at the high school from 6:30 to 8 o'clock.
Any further questions for the Recreation Director? Thank you, Mr. Stock. I will now open the floor for audience participation. If anyone would like to address with the City Council, please stand, state your name and address for the clerk's record. Each person will have a 5-minute maximum amount of time. Would anyone like to address with the City Council? Would anyone like to address with the City Council? Seeing none, I will now mark audience participation complete. Committee reports. Councilman Sakis.
Yes, the Parks and Property Committee met on October 1st. The meeting was called to order at 6:30 p.m. Purpose to discuss the charging for pavilion rentals. Present Bogo, Jaworski, Sakis, Saloto. Also present Barbish, Bianalillo, D'Ambrosio, Doles, Formica, Koski, Levon, Ice, Powers, and Stock. The Parks and Recreation Commission has recommended that the city start charging for pavilion rentals. The commission has recommended a weekday rate of $25 and a weekend rate of $45 for residents. The members present were given a breakdown of how much other cities charge for their pavilion rental. It was mentioned that allowing non-residents to rent pavilions, they want to be considered, especially if we are going to consider allowing non-residents to purchase pool passes. Currently, if a pavilion is open, then a non-resident can come and use the pavilion for free. Councilwoman Koski asked Recreation Director Tim Stopp how many weekday reservations there were this year. Tim Stopp did not have that breakdown, but estimated that of the 279 total reservations, that 90% of those were weekend reservations. Tim Stopp said that at $40 rental for 279 rentals, the city would receive approximately $11,000. He did point out that that's assuming that we would not lose any reservations next year because we were charging a fee. Director Stopp pointed out to council that a decision on this issue would need to be made by the end of the month, so that if there was a decision to charge a rental fee for pavilions, that it could make the deadline for the winter Wickliffe connection. Councilman Jaworski asked Service Director Joe D'Ambrosio how much it costs to upkeep the pavilions after reservations. Director D'Ambrosio said that it takes 2 guys about 4 to 5 hours on Sunday to clean up the parks, estimating half that time for the pavilions at an hourly rate of about $80 an hour total for both employees, time and a half. Councilman Jaworski then asked Director Stopp if at least half of the pavilions were reserved each weekend in the summer. Director Stopp indicated that generally all of the pavilions were reserved every weekend. Director D'Ambrosio pointed out that the numbers of people using the pavilions can be between 50 and 100 people. Mayor Bardish mentioned that he is okay with paying the OT for the service department to ensure the parks are kept clean and to prevent raccoons from getting into the trash and getting it everywhere in the park. A discussion ensued regarding the possible fee amount. Mayor Barbish suggested matching the lowest rate of the cities included in the handout to start with the first year. Willoughby is $15 during the week and $35 on the weekend. Council President Levant asked where the pricing on the handout had come from and was told it was from the Parks and Recreation Commission. He then verified with Director Stopp that the pool pass prices were set by him. Director Stopp said that he and the mayor set the price. Council President Levant asked for Director Stopp's opinion on the pricing. Director Stopp suggested just not having a weekday and weekend rate and just having one flat fee of $40, except for Orlando, which would remain $50 due to the spring park admission being included. Councilman Jaworski asked Director D'Ambrosio if there was any additional work that needed to be done at Orlando due to the spray park. Director D'Ambrosio said that they have to have a CPO check the spray park every day, and regardless of whether or not the pavilion used due to health department regulations. That CPO also cleans the pavilion as well. Further discussion ensued regarding Orlando, during which Director Stopp clarified that currently, if someone wanted to reserve the pavilion at Orlando, they could at no charge. But if they wanted to use the spray park, then they are charged $50. Councilwoman Saloto suggested making the spray park a separate fee. Councilman Jaworski asked how many people take the spray park option when they reserve the Orlando pavilion. Director Stopp estimated as much as 70% of the reservations took the spray park option. Discussion continued about the reservations, how they are handled at Orlando. Non-resident rentals was then brought up again. Councilman Jaworski asked Director Stopp, what is the current policy for reservations? Director Stopp said residents only and verified if there is no reservation, then pavilion use is based on first come, first served, whether that is a resident or non-resident. Councilwoman Saloto brought up that if we open up to non-residents, that it may make it more difficult for residents to reserve the pavilions. Director Stopp agreed that would be a possibility. Councilman Sakis mentioned that maybe the residents could continue to reserve pavilions at the beginning of January, but then non-residents would have to wait until April. Councilman Jaworski asked if the law director was asked about the possibility of delaying the reservation of a pavilion by a non-resident to April. Director Stopp indicated that he had not discussed the issue with the law director, nor did the commission. Councilwoman Kowski asked if there was really a lot of requests by non-residents for pavilion rentals. Director Stopp said they get calls all the time asking about pavilions by non-residents. Councilman Jaworski again mentioned his hesitation to move forward until the law director could give his opinion on delaying the reservation period for non-residents. There was a short discussion regarding the possibility of discrimination if there is a delay in the reservations for the non-residents. Councilman Bogo agreed with making sure how we proceed with the non-residents need to be reviewed by the law director. Councilman Sakis suggested that we move forward with residents only. Councilwoman Kowski agreed with going forward with the fee and leaving it as residents only. The mayor shared with the committee. Further discussion about the rental fee ensued. Councilman Jaworski brought up the idea of charging more for holidays. The group discussed the idea, but it was decided not to charge more for holidays. The committee came to a decision to report out of committee as a pavilion rental fee of $40 for residents only, and the cost for Orlando's pavilion with the use of the spray park will remain $50. Meeting was adjourned at 6:59 p.m. Lose my report.
Finance Committee met at 7 p.m. The purpose, road grinding proposals, OPWC grant applications, and 2018 appropriations. Present, Bianello, Bogo, Jaworski, Kowski, Levon, Sakis, Soloto. Also present, Barbish, Ice, Formica, D'Ambrosia, Doles, Powers. Service Director D'Ambrosia submitted a quote proposal to the committee to contract out a partial depth repair or road grinding of 3 streets in the city. After reviewing the quote, he recommends we go forward with the proposal for the streets of Kennedy Drive and Cine Drive at a price of approximately $17,000. The committee agreed with the service director and it recommends to council that they authorize the mayor to enter an agreement with Cook Paving and Construction to do a partial depth repair of Kennedy and Sydney Drives. This item is reported out of committee. City Engineer Formica notified the committee that preliminary applications were reviewed by the Ohio Public Works Commission and the city scored well. The first of the 2 applications is for the 2019 concrete pavement slab replacement, which is a 50% split grant with the OPWC, and the city share would be approximately $100,000. The second application is for the Green Ridge Drive storm sewer and pavement resurfacing project. This grant would be a 60-40 split with the OPWC, and the city share would be approximately $325,000. The final applications are due in mid-October. The committee had no objections, and they recommended that council authorize the law director to create a resolution to apply for the OPWC grants for the 2019 concrete pavement slab replacement and Green Ridge Drive storm sewer and pavement resurfacing project. This item is reported out of committee. Finance Director Doles presented some proposed appropriation changes to the committee. The first item was to add $6,800 to the recreation programs and classes. This will fund the Holiday Helping Hands program and evening classes at the community center. The second item was to increase the road maintenance and repair line item by $28,000. This includes the approximately $17,000 for the Kennedy Sydney Drive project earlier in this report, and the $11,000 for the completed road grinding project on Harrison Road. The third item is to increase the municipal court cost by $130,000. The bill we received from the Willoughby courts for the first half of 2018 was more than we spent for the entire year of 2017. We need to add this money to ensure we have enough in the line item for the bill for the second half of 2018. The fourth item was to increase the line item vehicle fuel all departments by $10,000. This is due to increased fuel prices since the original budget was approved. Fire Chief Powers told the committee that the fire department was awarded an Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation grant for $13,335. Chief Powers received a check from the OBWC today. The grant is to replace an industrial and residential washer in the fire station, along with replacing fire gloves for all personnel. The total project cost is $16,002, of which the department share is $2,667. The check for the $13,335 will need to be placed in the general fund as revenue in the fire department grants requests line item for the fire department to make the purchase. The reappropriation is needed to move the money from the general fund to the fire department budget so that the fire department can purchase the equipment. Council President Levon reminded the committee that Police Chief Ice had alerted council recently that the current 911 system in the city would not be maintained after July 2019, and that we needed to purchase a PSAP system with a maintenance contract for approximately $300,000. He suggested that we allocate the $300,000 from the general fund to the capital fund for the purchase of the PSAP system. Council President also recommended that we allocate $175,000 from the general fund to the capital fund to pay off the balance of the recently purchased ambulance to avoid paying any interest fees. The committee had no objections to any appropriations that were presented. The committee recommends to council that approve the appropriations presented in ordinances 2018-44 and 2018-46. This item is reported out of committee. Meeting adjourned at 7:40, respectfully submitted. I make a motion to authorize the law director to create a resolution to apply for the OPWC grants for the 2019 concrete pavement slab replacement and Green Ridge Drive storm sewer and pavement resurfacing project.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Levon, and seconded by Councilman Jaworski, to authorize the law director to create a resolution to apply for the OPWC grants for the 2019 concrete pavement slab replacement and Green Ridge Drive storm sewer and pavement resurfacing project. Discussion. Sandy, please call the roll.
Candelo.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Shalom. Yes.
Councilwoman Saloto.
Thank you. The Legislation and Welfare Committee met on October 1st. In attendance were Councilman Sakis, Biondolillo, Bogo, Jaworski, President Levon, Kowski, Barbish, Formica, Stop, Doles, Powers, Ice, Ambrosia, Raysack, and Scott Seeley. It was called to order at 7:40. So this topic was pool pass ordinances. The discussion was around whether we should open pool passes to all residents. Lots of input from the residents has been gathered by the council members over the last few weeks. Should be open discussion up to the Parks and Recreation Committee to gather further input from residents around the topic. So Councilman Sakis asked if there was a levy in the past pertaining to pool passes. He mentioned that he has received feedback from residents that residents pay taxes to utilize the pools. He said that the residents questioned if the pools would be treated as well or treated the same if open to non-residents. Mayor Barbish responded that city workers also pay taxes. He also mentioned that the swim team pays to utilize the pool. Councilman Sakis offered that baseball, football, and other teams also pay fees to participate in Wickliffe sports. Councilperson Jaworski asked the law director his opinion. Sorry guys, I can't see these right now. I don't have my glasses. And could we allow some outside users and non-users? Zealy responded that it should be an all or nothing type thing if we do city users or not non-users, it has to be all or nothing. Director Stott mentioned that at this time there is interest in city workers, summer camp users, and grandparents of non-resident kids. Councilwoman Kowski stated that she was not pleased that certain businesses like Lubrizol were offered passes by the mayor without any input from the city or the Parks Commission. Council President Levon asked if this should be a policy or an ordinance. Director Stott mentioned that in Willoughby, non-residents pay an elevated fee of $125 for pool passes. Decisions to let the Parks and Recreation Commission discuss this at their meetings. They can make a decision by the second Thursday in January at their meeting. The May Wickliffe Connection does show the information on pool passes, so we do have time over the winter to decide this issue. The council will make a final decision at their meeting January 21st. Their council meeting, the committee voted to leave it in committee for now, and the meeting adjourned at 7:59.
Any further committee reports? Any commission reports? Councilman Jaworski.
Planning Commission met on October 4th at 7 p.m. and they approved a request for a parking plan approval parking lot addition for PCC Ceramic Group located at 1450 East 289th Street.
Any other commission reports? Seeing no old business or new business, move on to ordinances.
I did have to keep looking for it. Sorry. We do it next time.
Okay, ordinance number 2018-44, an ordinance authorizing the Director of Finance of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio to transfer sums of money from the general fund to various other funds and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Kowski, seconded by Councilman Biallo to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2018-44 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bianca.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Sakis, seconded by Councilman Biallo to place or to adopt ordinance 2018-44 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bianca.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes.
Ordinance number 2018-45, an ordinance enacted to provide resurfacing improvements to the Lakeland Freeway from the Cuyahoga County line through the City of Wickliffe, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Biallo, seconded by Councilman Sakis to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2018-45 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bianca.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes. Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Saloto, seconded by Councilman Biallo to adopt ordinance 2018-45 as presented. Discussion? Councilman Jaworski.
Pete, just in reading this ordinance, I do have a question. One of the things that I know a prior member of council had brought up, and I hope that we had been talking about this with the freeway project, would be the additional sound barriers over the bridges, which they never put in the very first
We are
place.
putting them in.
Would that be then covered under additional, it says here, additional requests the city we would pay for? Is that going to be part of it?
No, that's all being paid for by the state. That's maybe under a different project, though.
Okay.
The bridge reconstruction project that they're currently working on is, first thing I heard of it, I called them, and they told me that that was part of the state cost, that they would be putting that sound barrier across there. Yes.
Thank you.
Well,
Any further discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bianca.
Yes.
Bogo.
yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2018-46, an ordinance providing appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio, for the period beginning January 1st, 2018 and ending December 31st, 2018. First reading.
Resolutions?
Resolution number 2018-22, a resolution authorizing the mayor of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio to submit an application to the Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency, NOACA, for funding through the Transportation for Livable Communities initiative for the purpose of acquiring reimbursement funds and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Moved by Councilwoman Kowski, seconded by Councilwoman Saloto to suspend the rules of council and place resolution 2018-22 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bianca.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Kowski, seconded by Councilman Biallo to adopt resolution 2018-22 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bianca.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes.
Resolution number 2018-23, a resolution declaring October 2018 Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the City of Wickliffe, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Kowski, seconded by Councilwoman Saloto to suspend the rules of council and place resolution 2018-23 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Candelo.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Solotra.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Kowski, seconded by Councilman Sakis, to adopt Resolution 2018-23 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Candelo.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Solotra.
Yes.
Resolution number 2018-24, a resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Wickliffe, Ohio, to submit an application to the District 7 Public Works Committee and the Ohio Public Works Commission for funding for the 2019 concrete slab replacement program and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Sakis, seconded by Councilman Delarose, to suspend the rules of council and place Resolution 2018-24 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Candelo.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yep.
Sakis.
Yes.
Solotra.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Sakis, seconded by Councilman Bianalillo, to adopt Resolution 2018-24 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Candelo.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Solotra.
Yes.
Resolution number 2018-25, a resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Wickliffe, Ohio, to submit an application to the District 7 Public Works Committee and the Ohio Public Works Commission for funding for the Green Ridge Drive storm sewer and pavement improvements and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Jaworski, seconded by Councilwoman Kowski, to suspend the rules of council and place Resolution 2018-25 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Candelo.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Solotra.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Jaworski, seconded by Councilwoman Kowski, to adopt Resolution 2018-25 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Candelo.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Solotra.
Yes.
Other legislation? Miscellaneous? I'll entertain a motion to move into executive session to discuss sale of property.
Correct sales.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Bogo, seconded by Councilman Gallo, to move into executive session to discuss sale of property. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Candelo.
Yes.
Bogo.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Sakis.
Yes.
Solotra.
Yes.
5 minutes.